All right, red light's on. Hopefully the live things are doing the live things and working. What's happening? Feeshin friends, welcome to another Saturday Night Live. We got a special guest tonight, Adam, SDG Custom Lure Craft in the house. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? Good to be here.
Yeah, so I'm quick backstory on this. Adam completely made my day. What was that? Was that Friday? He dropped a video.
Yeah, earlier this week. Yep.
Yeah, completely surprised me. Swear on my daughter's lives, I had absolutely no idea he was doing it. So this isn't some behind the scenes BS collaboration of, oh, is this a no, good guy out of the goodness of his heart is going to be sending me a box of stuff. I'll repay him and send him a little DEBO box of stuff, but
Mm.
completely surprised me. It made my day, man. I was having kind of a crummy day, so thank you for that,
Well,
and
that
thanks
was
for hopping
good.
on.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. My pleasure. It was cool to make them. Big giant worms and bladed slayers and all kinds of stuff for
See, this is why I
BFS.
didn't.
So
What's that?
all kinds of stuff for BFS. Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Oh,
good.
yes. Here, I'm gonna have to.
Hmm.
I think this was the reason my Bluetooth thing. I don't know what the deal is with it. Hold on. I'm going to switch back here, Fish and Friends, because I was trying to do the wireless or the Bluetooth connection deal here. No bueno. There's always a long delay, and then for whatever reason, it like poops out halfway through, and then I can't hear anything. All right, talk now. Can I hear you?
No bueno. How about now?
Yes, I can hear you.
One
Okay.
Debo, two Debo. All right.
We're good. I think it's probably because my computer's so old. I think this is from 2017, so it's a little decrepit here. Still working for me, but so
Yeah.
tonight we're talking lure making, and I want to start out. Adam, give us your elevator speech. How'd you get into the whole lure making thing, and what does SDG stand for? Is there a meaning
Yeah.
behind it?
Oh yeah, they're definitely a meaning. Boy, how did I get into lure making? I I bought everything out of box for years on end, and then just started thinking about how I could make it a little bit different. And, and like a lot of people, you get on YouTube to by a guy named Small Jaw. He was just a dude in his basement or
Hmm.
something, making or tying jigs, and I was enamored with the process and thought, I think I could do that. Didn't own a spit of anything, right? And just dove straight in, bought a lead pot, started tying jigs and things like that for a number of years. Started the channel, SDG Custom Lure channel, shortly thereafter because I liked it so much. I wanted to teach other people how to do it.
I like
Um,
it.
yeah, so did stuff at the Vice, um, and didn't really do soft plastics. Did just exclusive shop stuff, pouring lead, painting stuff at the
Hmm.
Vice, crappie all the way up to muskie for years, and then got the itch for soft plastics, and the rest is history, man. Like that was a passion that I didn't know I had. So on the channel, we'll do soft plastic builds, and then I'll often complement it with some sort of lead, right? A bladed jig or a pitching jig or something like that, and then take them out fishing. All part of a video. Sometimes not. Sometimes instructional. So we have a lot of fun, man.
I like
And a
it.
lot
Yeah,
of
and
fun.
everybody give him a follow if you're into the whole bait making stuff. Give him a follow. I linked his channel down below. Super nice guy. And I'd actually been watching. So, backstory real quick. I had not at the time. I had not heard of you. I was out fishing with Rundle, the guys from the
Mm,
Bait Cave, and I
yep.
was throwing a frog. It was on the video. I was throwing a frog, and he come over by me and was throwing a buzz bait. Caught one. It was like a straight buzz bait
Uh,
thing that you had made,
yeah.
and he's like,
Inline.
check,
Yeah.
yeah, inline. And he's like, yeah, check it out from SDG. I'm like, I've never heard of him. And I'd seen you on Instagram. At the time, I
Yeah.
didn't realize you had a YouTube channel, and still to, I don't know, maybe like 5 months ago, didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. I'm horrible
Yeah.
about watching and supporting people on YouTube. Funny enough, because I'm a creator, right? I should be like
Yeah.
first in line
Yeah.
to. I don't watch fishing stuff. I watch shoe cleaning and hoof trimming at night to go to bed. That's how that's how lame I am now. I don't have any friends. I sit in my my bedroom and watch shoe cleaning and hoof trimming. But
Oh my
anyway,
gosh.
yeah, I'm horrible at watching. But yeah, I'd stumbled upon a few of your videos, and yeah, just recently had commented on the one. You did an awesome job showing off the highlight powders. So that's something you can talk
Oh
about tonight.
yeah.
Those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's a little Lure
Yeah.
Works new highlight powder, or the chameleon powders, color shift. Super cool.
Yes. Yes. Nate the hoof guy. I can't watch the other hoof guy, Dakota. I feel like I'm cheating on Nate if I do that. I forget what his name is. I think he's in like Great Britain or England, somewhere over there. One of those blokes from across the pond. But yeah, Nate the hoof guy.
So you weren't kidding.
No, not at all. No, I love watching shoe cleaning. It started with Angelo's shoe shine, and then it's gone. I've gone down the rabbit hole of other people who shine shoes for me to go to bed too. I used to watch Bob Ross, and then I watched every Bob Ross
Oh well.
episode like
Yeah.
5
I can't
times.
blame you
So
for that. Yeah. That's
yeah,
good.
and then
Happy
hoof trimming.
trees.
Yeah, I grew up on a
Wow.
farm, and yeah, puts me to sleep. It's interesting too. So
Wow. Wow.
what? I'm sorry. Did
Uh,
you say what the SDG
oh,
stood for?
SDG. No. So
Okay.
SDG, I'm gonna get geeky on you here a little bit. It's actually
Yeah.
it stands for Soli Deo Gloria, which is Latin
Oh.
for the glory of God alone. So
Oh.
I'm an outspoken Christian and faith is important to me. So when I loved bait making, I wanted to combine bait making with my faith. So SDG, we make baits for the glory of God,
That's
essentially.
cool.
So
Awesome.
yeah,
Okay. Fun. Yeah, it's always interesting to see how some of these channel names. My stupid wheel is stuck.
I
How
know.
some of these
Most people
channel
think it's
names
a
and
most people think I have 3 kids, like Sam,
oh, good
Diane
guess.
and Greg or something like that. But no, just that's what it is. So
Okay.
pretty cool.
Okay. I
Pretty
like
cool.
it. So okay, so to start the wheel here, I do have to and listen, Dustin, don't be hating on my. So here's the thing: I used to be super cupped, Bill, growing up. Small town farming community. It was so cupped, it was like Kenny's hood from South Park, except in hat style, where you could barely see out of it. And then as time's gone on, I like a little light bend. So lay off me there, Dustin. But I do want to thank all my members, just like Caro, Diggs, Scott, Vermonter, all you guys and gals who, for some crazy reason, take money out of your hard-earned wallets and pay me per month to help support. Y'all are crazy, but dang, I appreciate it. So thank you all. We'll do a giveaway tonight. Also, so LureNet was nice enough to donate a full set of, and I'll bring those up here. I'll show you, but a full set of the new Pro Rogues that just came out in some cool custom colors. So super, super big thanks to them. I appreciate them doing that. I'll get that brought up here. So that'll be, I don't know, hour or so here. We'll do the old giveaway. But I want to ask, what was the very first bait that you made? Do you remember?
Oh,
Let's say plastic. That's probably easier since that was a little later on. What was the very first
actually,
one? And
oh
did you
geez,
keep it
I don't.
or
Oh
one of
yes,
them?
I do remember. And I caught a fish on the dang thing, as a matter of fact. The
Hey,
first, the first plastic I caught a fish on. The first bait that I tried to do something different with, it fell apart on the retrieve. It was bad. It was not
it's
good.
part of the learning
It was not
process.
good. Yeah, I know. I was convinced that I could create a better bladed jig, a better chatterbait,
Ah,
and I was using a swing head, a poison tail swing head with some sort of other type of contraption on the front end of it. And I chucked it out and like half of it came back. It was really bad. So, but you got to learn, right?
failing is
Um,
part of trying. That's okay.
that's right. That's
And it's
right.
not
On the
failing. You're
soft,
just starting over with a little bit more experience. That's
yeah.
all it
I,
is.
I mean, what was it? The guy that created the light bulb, right? He like,
How many
I don't
times
know.
did he
He
fail?
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't fail 15 times. He learned something 500
Right.
times or something, or he found out 500 times how it's not
How not
working,
to do it. Yeah.
how it
How it
doesn't
didn't
work.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Good call. Yep.
Um, but the first soft plastic was a Do It single cavity I don't even remember the name of it, but it was a creature bait with big, long,
Oh, like a
uh,
brush hog type deal?
yeah, yeah, but it was thick. It was wide and it was thin and it was ribbed. And
Hmm.
I went out to a favorite haunt, threw it by a dock, and something slurped it up. I thought I was in heaven,
It's a
man.
it's a
Like,
totally different feeling when you catch
oh,
something on
100%.
something you've created. It's a very different experience.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's absolutely the best. Second, a close second is catching something on somebody else made, something that somebody else made for you, right?
Oh, yeah,
If you can
sure.
pull it in on something like that, that's really cool. So,
Absolutely.
yep.
Um, real quick, I will say, so here's the Pro Rogue. So we'll give a set away. Like I said, LureNet donated a full set, all the colors in these. These are, I don't know if they're doing like a limited run of these, but I will say that they have the Northern Light, a little bit of purple chartreuse. In case you're wondering, that's my favorite out of them. Got one of those tied on. But yeah, cool. They're bringing back the Rogues. I was never a huge Rogue guy back in the day. I was pretty much Rapala, Husky Jerks, the floating Rapala. So it's kind of fun playing with some of these. I know there was a kind of a cult following of these, the Rogue guys that were specific to them with the little, kind of rolling action deal. But yeah, so we'll give that away here in an hour or so. But we gotta get back into the bait making questions. So that was your first one. What's your favorite one? Do you have a favorite mold that you're like, this one just works all the time, or I love making it? I don't know what. Take that question how you will. Oh, and you got the rolly chair.
I'm a big deal, man. Yeah, for
Kind
sure.
of a big deal
Uh,
right here.
I'm a big deal. This guy right here.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is the 3.4 Epic Glory Craw. And for my 10,000 subscriber celebration, I packed up the truck and drove to Florida where
I
they
remember
were
seeing
located
that.
at the time. Yeah. And I asked them earlier if they would be willing to, of course, I work closely with them. They're best mold company, hands down. Like, you
Extremely,
can't convince me
extremely
otherwise.
nice people.
I mean, absolutely fantastic, best in the business by
Jason
far.
and is his
But
wife Amanda? Is it Amanda?
Amanda,
Yeah,
yeah.
super
So
nice
I had,
people.
yeah, you can, oh, you can actually, but right there's just
Oh
epic
my.
molds across the board, right? Um, so I asked them if they'd help me celebrate 10,000 subscribers, and I always wanted a super realistic crawl. And I sent him some ideas. He said, "Yeah, let's do it." So I actually went down to Florida and saw it for the first time, shot it on video with like a shop tour, and it was freaking awesome. So
That's awesome. I'll have to go watch that video. I
yeah,
saw the pictures on Instagram. You visit now. I didn't realize they made
oh yeah,
or you made a mold with them. That's awesome.
yeah. Which is why it's called the Glory Crawl, right? SDG, Soli Deo
Ah,
Gloria. It's the Glory Crawl. Yeah.
this
Here,
all
I'll
is
get
coming
you.
together now. The story makes
Yeah,
sense.
there we go. So that's a
Oh,
finished
look at
one.
this. Talk about a guy. We were just talking about technology and stuff behind the
Mm.
scenes. I have the Sony ZV-1, which is the old version of the camera he's using, and he's definitely
So sick.
making me want to upgrade because when you do that, when you zoom in, it looks so nice.
Uh,
I was telling him on mine I
yeah,
can't zoom in when I do like my, an unboxing or anything because it screws the white balance and everything all up. So mine goes super dark. That is awesome.
yeah. That's got uh that's got alpha pigments, super color shift on the top, and like a gold pearl on the bottom. Mm, mm, mm. And they're just I love it, man. They're so much fun to throw too, and they eat them. They just eat the crap out of them.
What's
So anyway,
what's your favorite like go-to rig?
rig. I used to be a huge just jig guy, like pitching jig guy.
Hmm.
If I had to choose one,
Oh, speaking of,
probably a yeah, probably a bladed jig for me, right? Um, I mean, a Texas rig will get bit just about everywhere, but there's just something special about a bladed jig. Uh, oh, there's Epic right there.
yep, we were
What's
just
up,
talking about you,
Jason and
Epic.
Amanda? Yep. Especially since um, it's a confidence bait for sure, a bladed jig for me, but all the more so because I designed my own lead mold and had it custom cut for me up in Canada. And one
That's what
of
you
the
were
heads
saying.
that's in
Yeah.
it, yeah, one of the heads is a bladed jig. So
That was actually the
yeah.
one I was talking. I forget who, one of my feeshin friends and I were talking back and forth on Instagram about you. That's been, I don't
Mm,
know, a few months ago because of that. After I was getting into that, into the BFS stuff, the
yeah.
little, yeah, if you have any of those, show some of those because this doesn't have to be BFS. I know people hear that, and I was kind of the same way. I'll be honest. I would hear BFS, and I'm like, oh Lord, I don't want to talk about any of that, please. But
Well,
it's
actually, yeah.
it's just downsized
Go ahead.
bass stuff. I was just say it's just downsized bass stuff. Throw it on your spinning stuff if you're comfortable that way. Don't even think about that, but just think of the lures when they talk about, quote unquote BFS lures. Just think downsized bass stuff. Throw it on whatever you want, regardless. But
Yeah. I need to pick your brain about a decent setup too, which I know you've used a bunch, but I tried BFS and hated it because I had a
hmm.
piece of junk, really cheap setup. I'm convinced of it. So someday I'm gonna pick your brain about a
Yeah,
better setup.
technology's come a
But
long way. I had one of the old Cernoia, which was like I forget what it is, the XF50 or whatever.
mm,
And I had too heavy of line on it. I think I had 8 pound line, not really knowing what I was doing. And yeah, the stuff now it's just come leaps and bounds for what you can get for your money. So
yeah.
yeah, we can talk that
So
afterwards.
the bladed jig that you're talking, that's the bladed slayer. That's kind of a
Yeah, the little bladed
uh
jig with those straight tails looks
yeah.
absolutely
So
killer, dude.
the one that I was so that's this one. Yeah. So that's this one. Bladed Slayer. That's custom cut as well, right? Eight
Yeah,
cavity. So I make these with eyes and without eyes.
that's cool
And I'll
too.
show
If
you
you
those in
show
a
if you
second.
show everybody that,
Mhm,
people ask questions about lure making, like how, if you're a small lure maker,
mhm,
trying to pump out stuff like Adam had there, it's a larger, uh, or not a larger, I should say, a multi cavity that's all the same
mhm.
size, right? So you can buy some of those
Right.
that are like, say, 1/8 or whatever. He's making an 1/8 ounce jig
Mhm.
head. Some of the molds you can get that are all eighth. Some of them come like, I don't know, 3/16, eighth, quarter, whatever, like five sizes, they're all different. So that's a
Right.
way
Right.
if you really use something, if you can find it all in one, great way to do that.
Yeah. Um, I'll show you those in a second. The one that I was talking about, like the confidence bait, the when I say bladed jig, I'm talking about a full size half-ounce bladed jig.
Oh,
That one, yeah, that one came out of this guy. This is the SDG go-to because it's all my go-to favorite heads, right?
makes
But
sense.
something different about this one. All right. So it's one mold that makes 7 different heads, so different styles, right?
Oh,
So we got a bladed jig and then a quarter ounce swim bait head with a collar if you want to add a collar, then 3 different 1/8 ounce with different hook sizes, then a
oh,
16th ounce and a spinner bait, a half-ounce spinner bait on the end. So you got
wow.
one, yeah. So those are all my confidence moving baits. So that's the all my go-to moving baits. So,
That is
and I
sweet. Yeah,
love,
that's custom. You're not
yeah,
gonna find that out there, Feastin' Friends. You're not gonna grab that off the
yeah.
shelf. That's sweet.
This is the half ounce. All
Yeah.
of them have giant eyes as well. I love a big giant eye.
I'm a huge
So
fan of
that's a
big
half
eyes as
ounce.
well.
How about that purple, buddy? Huh? Huh? How
You
about
don't
that
gotta
purple?
ask me. You already know my answer.
But so that's the bladed jig, half-ounce bladed jig. I absolutely freaking love this, and it catches the snot out of them. Hand
That's
tight
awesome.
skirt on the vise, all that good stuff.
Got the
So that's the big
Flashaboo in it.
stuff. Oh yeah, got some gold flashaboo in there. This is what you were talking about. Yeah, well, let me show you this one. Well, I have a
Yes.
reason.
Sloth, that was kind of my thing too, dude, is I kind of put BFS in like who can throw the smallest, lightest lure and brag about throwing it on a bait caster, and that's totally not it. Once you get into it more, I mean, that could be your thing, and that's one way of doing BFS, and if that's how you like it, cool. But for me, it's like 8th ounce, 16th is about as small as I go, and it's a lot of fun just throwing like downsized bass stuff or multi-species. I had a day crappie fishing that way. Yeah, so you don't have to go super crazy finesse with it.
As an aside, the reason I didn't like the one that I had, the handle was so short. I had no leverage anywhere. I felt like I was just holding on to the reel, and it was this tiny little toy in my hand. So yeah, it didn't work out for me. But
Yeah.
anyhow, this is the one that you were talking about.
Yes, there it is.
So that's a 1/8 ounce. That's what the head looks like with the eye socket, right? Little extra small blade, and then a 3-inch Epic crappie slayer. That's a monkey milk over a watermelon mix.
Yes,
Super
that is
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, and that head color, dude. This head color is.
Look at this zoom. This is some professional
I
stuff
know
here. Oh,
that head color is red bug base. It's a base color of red bug, and then Barlow's. I'm an affiliate with Barlow's, awesome company. They just came out with an addition to their Nova Stone line, which is color shift jig head paints.
Oh, like powder? Is it
Yeah,
powder?
like powder paints for the jig heads that cure and make it tough, but it's all color
Oh,
shift, right? It's called Nova Stone. Um, this is called black gold Nova Stone on top of the red, and you get
where
this
do you get those?
red
I'm gonna have to look for
at
some of that.
Barlow's. Yeah,
Oh,
barlows.com.
I never shop there. I go
Barlowstackle.com
to
rather.
what is it? Lure, whatever the lure
Yeah.
one is, and I
Lure Parts
never
Online.
lure parts. Yeah, I never think of
Yeah.
Barlow's going there.
Oh man, they are fantastic. Company,
Let's look that up real quick.
family-owned company, just they're awesome, awesome to work with. But anyway, that's the one with the eyes, right? This is what it looks like without the trailer on it, just to give you an idea.
Oh,
Right, same head
oh yeah.
without the trailer, right? This hook actually, I get questions all the time, like where can I get this mold that I make those with? And I can't sell it, not because I want to be the only guy doing this, but because the hook that it uses is discontinued. So
Oh,
yeah,
so do you have like
the
thousands of
size.
those hooks?
I used to had 2,000, and I'm getting less and less and
Uh-oh.
less and less.
Do you think you'll
So
be
got
able
to
to find a
figure that out.
replacement?
But I I haven't. This is exclusive to the Debo channel.
Oh, hey, you're
Yeah,
hearing it here first, folks.
you're hearing it here first, folks. If I've got a friend up in Canada, different friend than the mold maker. He says he's got a hook connection, a hookup, if you will, and
Pun
I
intended.
might be able, yeah, I might be able to design my own and actually make not only the hook available, but
Wow.
start, you know, providing that mold to go along with it. That would be massive, right? That'd be a
You got
huge
all the
undertaking
hookups.
to design my own hook and mass produce that mold that'd be huge.
What was
Don't
the
know if it's
name
going
of
to happen.
the
No promises, but
what was the name of those the
oh
powders?
yeah, Novastone, Nova. Yep, right there it was. So chameleon powder paint right there. They've got a monkey milk, that fourth one in, the blue. The one on the right there, far right, is called lava crawl. You should see that thing move. I mean, the pictures don't do it justice,
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna say I was
That's
hoping
why
they would have like
video,
pictures of each one.
yeah,
I
that's
like that
why
perp.
video is so much better as you move the, I mean, it's like orange to yellow to red, that lava crawl. So
Color
good.
shift and highlights, those are really hard to show in picture and
Hmm.
anything still. Yeah, you've got to have like something moving
Yeah.
because yeah, you look at it one way and it's completely one color, and then I was just using some
Yep.
airbrush, stuff that way, and it's like, whoa, this is so trippy.
Yeah, every now and then you can angle it
Hmm.
just right where you get both colors in one, right? But yeah, it's pretty tough. Video does a good job though.
What, so is it
So
just
anyway,
those was it just those 5 colors?
no, no, no. If you click into that again and then you go, yeah, that's the razzle dazzle. That's like all flake for a powder paint. But if you go back,
Oh, I see, okay.
click into the one that you were in, yeah, and then scroll down.
Oh,
So
oh my
there you
gosh.
go.
Talk about not being technologically advanced. Hello. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, they got Tequila Sunset and that Eclipse.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my,
Yeah,
those
you're
are
the head that you're
sweet.
getting right is Tequila Sunrise. That's the far
This
left
one?
bottom,
Oh
but
my gosh,
next
I
to
didn't
it.
even see that one.
Yeah,
See,
that's
this
what
to
I
me is more
painted your head
Tequila
in.
Sunrise,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
it's
it
definitely
just
more
depends.
purple. The other one's more pink. Mhm.
Because yeah, that's the thing is a lot of the companies like back in the day, to me, the true Tequila Sunrise is the Berkeley Power Bait, the Power Worm from back in the day, like
Mhm.
the 90s. It had like black and more purplish with like a little bit of pink. But the power
Mhm.
or yeah, the Power Bait worms now, Tequila Sunrise is more of like a pink and it's like a dual layer, where before they were more of like a swirl almost with that pink
Hmm.
belly and then the purplish kind of blackish top. So it's
I
changed. It's definitely changed a bit.
I almost tried to swirl your 18-inch worm because you could do that, right?
Either
You
one
take
will
the
look
bar off the
sweet.
top and you milk the cow. Um, but it's so flippin' cold in the winter that it, making soft plastics in the shop, even when it's somewhat closed
Yeah,
in, it's almost
just
impossible.
cools
So
down so quick, and
it does.
it's a
It
pain.
does.
Yeah,
So anyway, um, so this is. Can I throw in? I can mail you these. Can I throw in some stuff for the giveaway?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Throw it
All
in,
right.
and we can do a separate giveaway. We can do a
All
custom
right.
lure deal.
Cool.
Some of yours, and I'll throw
Yeah.
whoever wins. I'll paint them up something.
So
Oh, those are
that's
pretty.
a combo set, right? And this is the
Yes.
bladed slayer without the eye. So that's the I do one with and one without. The one with the eye is a little bit more expensive because it takes a lot of time to put every eye on individually.
Right.
So that's the laminate that I showed you. This one is Blue Craw,
Hmm.
which is a changeable pigment. It's a green to blue from Lure Works with a matching top. And then I think you're gonna like this one.
Oh,
That is
it's horrible.
purple to
Purple
purple
chartreuse.
chartreuse. Yep. It's actually super color shift purple. Purple to green over chartreuse with chartreuse head. That one's killer. But
You
don't
had me at
worry, that
purple.
box I sent you may or may not have all three of those in there. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So
Well, thank you for donating to the cause. I'll so we'll do
yeah,
two
man.
separate giveaways. We want to thank LureNet for throwing those in, and we'll do a custom one, some SDG goodies, and then I'll do whatever sort of hard bait stuff you're into. We were just talking about that before, some hard bait stuff. So I will be painting some more here. And so for
Mhm.
your website, I did link your website below. How often do you do drops if people are looking to grab stuff? I would say follow him on
Yeah.
Instagram, SDG Custom Lurecraft on Instagram, and I'm assuming you post there like, "Hey, drop on Monday" or whatever.
hmm Yeah, the drop when it happens. So if you go to the website and the store page, you'll find at the very top bait drop notification mailing list. So I had no idea that this was going to happen. Funny story. Z-Man reached out to me um, over a year ago and told me that I was in violation of their patents. So, a patent, and I had
Ruh-roh.
infringed, yeah, infringed on a patent, and I had infringed on a trademark or some sort of verbiage, right? I was calling it a chatter minnow at the time, so they didn't like my use of the word chatter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for those that know, and this is a whole other topic, we can get into it or we can't, but Z-Man held, I think, the patent that restricts a direct blade to head connection, right? So on a Z-Man chatterbait or a jackhammer, that blade is right through the eye of the hook, and as it goes back and forth, that's what makes the clatter, right?
Yeah.
So Strike King, the Thunder Cricket, and some others are were made the same way. But if you look in the fine print on that package, it says licensed by Z-Man, because they own the patent that says it's a utility patent, says you can't connect the blade directly to the head. So for the home bait maker, what you have to do is use a flat eye hook, right? You can see that. Oh, come on. Flat eye hook. It's going this way, not in line with the head. And then we use a split ring. We use the flat eye hook, use a split ring to connect it, right? And that's the connection, as opposed to the blade being directly to the hook eye. So I was aware of all that, right? Some people don't care about it. They would make it themselves. Others would say, well, I don't sell. So it's, you know, I don't sell, so it doesn't apply to me. But I've been in the bait making world a while, and I've seen Facebook pages or comments rather, and different things, folks making them for personal use only, and Z-Man finds out and they send him a letter. Take that for what it's worth, right? It's crazy,
Really?
right? Yeah,
How
yeah.
could they?
Apparently somebody
That makes no
ratted on them.
sense.
Yeah, somebody ratted on them, which somebody saw something on Instagram, right? That I was making and sent them a heads up. So anyway, that wasn't the patent that I was infringing on, because I was connecting everything with a split ring. So I thought I was cool. They sent me a note though and said, not only do we have the patent on the direct connect, but we have a patent on the shape of the blade, which I had no idea about,
Oh,
right? I had bought all these blades and now I can't use them. So the president of Z-Man himself sends me an email. I mean,
wow.
like, I would think not because I'm important, because that's what he does. He's like going after anybody and everybody, small bait makers or otherwise.
Huh.
So anyway, he and I had some exchange. I was fine, but I was direct. And I ended up having to throw away all those blades, and I thought my days were done making something like this until I
Wow.
found another blade. Yeah, until I found another blade that was a different shape and continued to use it. So, funny story, man. I, I tell this story on my channel, and I mean, I thought it was a regular video, just like anything else. We made some of these. I tell the story, absolutely exploded. Like, I posted it at 1 o'clock on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, right? Like, nobody's gonna watch this on the Super Bowl.
It's
What am I
crazy what
doing?
videos take off and which ones don't. It's like you can
Yeah.
never tell half the time.
You know, like 130,000 views, and the
Wow.
comments are like livid, blowing up at Z-Man. I'll never fish their stuff again. You know what I mean? So
Yikes.
anyhow, long story short, I was getting inundated. I mean, multiple emails a day, DMs, everywhere. Where can I buy these? I want them. I want them. So the rest is history, man. I couldn't make them fast enough. So if you go to
Wow.
the website, there's the bait drop notification mailing list, because I had to create that so people could just get on a mailing list and quit asking me. And I send out a mass email when we do a drop. And there for a while, it would sell out in about 15, 20 minutes. It was
That is
insane.
crazy.
It
Some
was
good
insane.
some good
Uh,
publicity, I guess.
I
So thank
know.
Z-Man for doing that, I guess. Probably in an indirect way to
Yeah,
help
I
you.
know,
Yeah.
right? It's like, well, lemons into lemonade, right?
Yeah.
So anyhow, so yeah, that's you can get on that. There's over 1,000 people on that mailing list today. You can follow me on Instagram, and I mention it there when I go. There's actually some of these left too. If you want to go grab some, there's definitely a few left from the last drop. So
Oh, yeah,
anyway,
we'll look at that here in a second. I did have So I was just going through starred stuff and questions. New member, Jeffrey Huff. Jeffrey, thanks for joining the old Debo squad. Appreciate you, brother. Ray had a question for you. How hard is it to make the bladed jigs? And Ray, maybe we just kind of talk through all that. It's a jig head with a split ring and the blade, and put your snap on it.
Yep.
Not too hard.
Yeah.
I think there's.
So, well, which I assume you mean this guy. Really, it's the same process no matter what. But yeah, so you pour the lead, snip off the sprue, right? The lead sprue. You can file it down or shave it down as long as you know where the lead dust is going. And then a lot of guys will fish it without painting. But if you want to paint, you can paint it with powder paint, put it in the oven for about 25 minutes at 3 to 350 degrees, somewhere like that. And she'll come out all rock solid. And you just add your hardware and your soft plastic of choice. So
yeah, it makes a difference.
Route, you know,
that was one of the things that opened my
skirt.
eyes to the companies that do the cheap. I shouldn't say the cheap. Maybe cut corners a little bit, and you use the jig and hit 2 rocks, and the paint completely chips away and off of it. They don't bake it.
Yep.
You know, they're just. Well, it could be airbrush. Some of them will do like a spray paint and then not seal it, I guess. But usually it's some sort of powder coat, and they don't seal it. But somebody was asking, oh, Patrick, yeah, I have it up there. Patrick said, so that so the
patent's
up. Yeah.
So I get that question a lot because people know that I make this stuff, right? And I've heard 2 things, so I don't know which one is right. The prevailing thought is that the patent ended in, I think, 24, maybe 23.
That's what I heard was the last year.
It's now all clear. However, when I heard another guy say that's true for that patent, but when Z-Man came out with the Hellraiser, because the Hellraiser has the back blade, right? So when they did that, they effectively changed the patent by adding the Hellraiser to it, and essentially renewed the whole patent, including the direct connect. So the guy got around it by changing it and giving him another 25 years. The rumor also is that the president of Z-Man is a patent attorney, used to be a patent attorney.
Oh, damn. Well, I was going to say something's definitely changed, because this is from Hags. This just came out last year. This is like a $5 chatterbait, and it's basically the same look and components of a jackhammer. I mean, it's got the upgraded snap.
Connect,
It's hand tied. Whoops, up here. Sorry. Hand tied. It's got the dual wire keeper. This is $5. So it's like, what are we going to see out there for direct connect? You know, the blade's a little different, I guess, but
yeah. The Hellraiser guy must have had bad intel. I don't know, but that's just the 2 things that I've heard. So I'm sure to share both of them. You know, whenever anybody asks me, and I say, you make your call. But
yeah, that's nothing I would want to play with, especially if old boy's
well,
attorney.
When the president, I mean, how valuable is the guy's time, right? And we had multiple back and forth conversations, like multiple exchanges of emails. Like, I'm a finance guy. We were talking about that before the show, right? I'm a finance guy by nature, or by trade rather. So I'm thinking, where's has anybody done a cost benefit analysis on the president of Z-Man sending individual emails to home bait makers to get them to stop doing this? Like, you've got to be your time is worth more than this. We're not taking that much away.
You know, he probably holds that so close to his heart that, you know, I am the patent attorney. He's like, I'm going to find anybody and everybody that I can.
Crazy. I don't know, but maybe I'm biased, but so if you want to throw a bladed jig around wood, if you want to buzz it down a log, Z-Man or a direct connect, absolutely the way to go. I actually like the hunting action of a blade connected by a split ring. It's, in my opinion, way more erratic, right? As it's going through, it's not just coming straight. It's like hunting back and forth, up and down, because it's just more erratic, and I seem to get more bites out of it that way. So I don't know. Either way, they catch fish.
I've used both, yeah, and as long as it's a decently made one, I mean, I've had multiple that are, connect with the split ring that I've had really good luck with. So it's I don't know, like you said,
Yeah,
maybe half dozen, one, six the other. It kind of depends
yeah.
on what you want to do with it. So,
If you're yo-yoing, like you're letting it hit the ground, hit the bottom, and then you're popping it up, then a direct connect is going to be better because it's always going to start,
yep,
right?
consistent
It,
on
it
boom.
might, right. There might be a little bit of a lag. You may have to pop it to get the blade going with a split ring, but I mean, I can count how many times I've yo-yoed chatterbait on one hand, right? So
Question: do you ever use a
trailer hook.
trailer hook on your vibrating jigs?
No, I used to use a stinger on a spinner bait, but I've never done it on a vibrating jig. Um, the trailers on a vibrating jig sometimes are they've got a little action, so a hook back there would interfere with that some, as opposed to
Yep.
usually with a spinner bait, unless you're throwing it on like a swim bait on the back of it, it's more of like a twin tail or something like that. So
Yeah, the big thing I've heard too for those, spinnerbait has a lot more going on with it. It's got the wire, it's got the blades. There's
true,
definitely a lot more, and
true.
they'll tend to swipe at that more. Whereas a chatterbait, for whatever reason, 9 times out of 10, they always hit it from behind. Yeah, they always come up from
Yeah,
behind it.
just wolf it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm the same way. I don't ever throw. People have asked that, and I'm sure people have tried it. And if it works for you, that's cool.
Yeah,
But no, I
yeah.
personally don't ever fish it that way. If I would say one thing to try, Will, is if you're getting short strikes or they're just kind of nipping at it, maybe downsize or
Mm-hmm.
mess with your retrieve, like putting pauses in there or slowing down a little bit, that kind of stuff. Right there. RCB baits. I put a trailer hook on a chatterbait. Yeah.
There you
Oh, and
go.
you got some,
There you
looks
go.
like you're making your own. Cool. Those look nice.
Yep.
Little lava
It's like
craw.
yeah, very cool.
All right, so back into the baits and molds. What else did I have for you? What was the number one? Well, we already hit that, so I was going to say probably what was the number
Mm.
one requested. Sound like we broke that bottle open.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what's been like a favorite color? So this is always interesting when you reach out to, or I guess when you talk to, companies and stuff. What the number one seller is? It's like black and blue, green
Mm.
pumpkin. So have you had like a
Mm-hmm.
standout when you do drops? Do you notice people asking for like you do some that's the cool thing about small bait makers is they put love into it, right? So they put their heart into it, they put their spin on things, and you definitely put the like the highlight, the bright colors, the
Mm-hmm.
time into it. Anybody can go grab a syringe or a plastic plunger and shoot green pumpkin with black flake, right? But people get their money's worth, and this is something that I've talked with multiple people on is when people buy your stuff, yes, it's going to be a lot more expensive to buy from a small bait maker, but you're buying that custom touch, that
Mm-hmm.
love. I mean, for lack of sounding, is that how you'd say it without sounding corny? Yeah, it sounds corny as heck, but yes, it's they put their spin on it, their love into the bait, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're paying for a lot of it. So,
100%. Yeah.
do you
And
have a
materials. Oh yeah. There's definitely some crowd favorites. See if I can show this.
holy smokes and organized?
Oh
Dang.
yeah, dude, I'm so OCD. Yeah. So
Blood, sweat,
this
and
is
tears. There we go.
the
Better way to say it.
this is the trail. This is the tray of glory. All of my high end stuff. This whole section right here is 8-bit baits, hollow shift, siren scales, crushed rupees, all kinds of stuff. Michael over at Bait Chuckin' has got more stuff coming out here soon, but this is all his stuff, and it's some of the most unique materials that you can make that you know big big box makers, they're not going to do it because it's not economical, right? To put this kind of super color shift that people are coloring or people are painting cars with, for crying out loud, right? We're putting that in baits.
Uh-huh.
And this kind of
And it's
stuff is
sweet.
all, yeah, it's
It's
all
all
color shifty. So this is what, hold on. This is it's called siren scales. This is what I put in yours, right? This is
yeah, so this
Ursula.
is interesting. I was going to ask you about that. So
See that?
it's like a powder highlight, and then what is is it like a mylar stuff, or what are the
It's,
bigger?
yeah, it's not even powder, right? It's highly reflective, color shift. Now, Michael's going to kill me. You need to go to 8bitbaits.com and read all the
Yeah,
specs on it,
let's look
because
it
he's
up
got all
because
this.
yeah, we had Bait
Yeah.
Chunkin on before he launched all this. I think he mentioned it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
super nice guy and an awesome studio. I think he was in
Oh, yeah.
like not broadcasting, but like DJs, something like that. But his setup is sick.
Yeah, he does that part professionally, actually. But
I think I remember
it's
him talking about
so
that.
it's a highly reflective. Um, the flake size varies. So you've got big pieces, you've got medium pieces, you've got small pieces, all in one. And dude, what it looks like in the water, I say this on videos all the time. You just have to go fish it. You just have to put the thing when the bright sun. You just got to go out and fish it and just draw it across. And it's like it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, that's one of my favorites. He's coming out with some new siren scales soon. Super excited to get those. But a big box company is not putting that kind of material
Right.
in there, right? So yeah, click on siren scales right there, up on the up on the top. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So
it's
as you
got like a
scroll on down,
mylar glitter. Oh yeah, that's a great view of it.
yep, yep,
Yeah,
it
see how
would
there's like
actually say
big
it's a silica
pieces?
base there. Yeah, big pieces, little pieces, right? And there's multiple colors in each one, plus this holographic nature in each one. I mean, they're
I've never
fantastic.
seen anything
They
like that.
really
I
are.
remember
They're a joy to
how
use.
Yeah, I remember how like wowed I was when I first saw, I put in an order with Do It and first saw that like the highlight powder,
Mm-hmm.
just like a
Mm-hmm.
simple blue. The first time I saw that, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's how they do this. This is cool. And then you've got stuff like this now that just
Yeah.
blows the
It takes it
doors
to a
off
whole
of.
nother level. If
Yeah.
let me see if I can find one. Oh yeah, here we go. So go over to hollow shift, right to the left of where you are. There you go. And then scroll down
Oh yeah.
and
Perfect
actually,
pictures
so
too.
right there, Onyxia, right? On the far right hand side on the top. That Onyxia right there. So if you don't put any black, so if you were to put a bunch of black pigment in the cup and then put Onyxia in it, that's what you
Yeah.
get.
Yes, talk about this.
Okay.
Let's talk about that because I had no clue. So if you go back and watch his video where he's testing these, I had no clue that they
Mm.
show up different on like a white
Oh yeah.
clear. And then Adam put
Yep.
like a drop or two of black in there and it completely
Hmm.
changes. So yeah, if you want to kind of talk
But
about that.
yeah, so a color shift powder or a powder that works in that fashion, right? It needs a backer. So even think about when you're airbrushing a crankbait, if you were to base it in black and then go back through and highlight,
Mm,
use some interference paint, right? I think that's what they call it in the airbrushing world. Blue interference, it's going to pop because it's got that black backer. It's got a dark backer. Same principle, right? So you put a lot of this stuff that is white powder. I mean, just this is his 8-bit baits hollow shift Aurora line. It's just white powder. So if you put this in clear plastic, you'll see some um, aspect of what's going on. But you put one drop of black in, and it gives it that backer so that those colors can work off of it, and the whole thing comes alive. So
my buddy
most
in
of those,
college
yeah,
had a car painted this, his Civic that was lowered and all
yep,
that. Talk about a
yeah.
whole different life ago. Lowered Civics, and now Debo watches hoof trimming. What do you know? What what a boring guy I've become.
Here's something cool though. And so you can add a drop of black, right? You can just add a drop of Lureworks
Oh, here's
black
what we're talking about.
pigment, right?
Perfect
Yeah, there you
showing of
go.
what we were just talking about.
Yeah, there you go. So no pigment, clear plastisol. That's what Sonic looks like.
Gives a
You put black
very
in the
light
mix.
bluish glitter
Hmm.
to it is all.
Could almost not see it, right? Which could be super cool if that's if that's the look you're going for. But add some black, even a smoke black, right? That's not even a dark black. That's just a smoke black, just probably 4 or 5 drops in a cup at most. And now you can start seeing those colors pull out. It's really awesome to watch.
That's really
Really
neat.
awesome
Yeah,
to
he did
watch.
a good job on this stuff.
Yeah,
So many cool
tons of work.
colors and
Tons of work. Oh, uh, there's a crazy one on here. Go to the top, over to pixie dust, right
oh, up
beside
here.
siren scales at the top. Yeah, yeah, pixie dust. Scroll down right there. Top, the first one to the left, sunfish. That powder's
Whoa.
insane, right? So let me get it. Hold on. I saw this and I did a whole video on just that color, right? This is it.
So what
That's the color.
is like the white, the
And
orange, and then on the black it shows more of the green?
right, if you just put it straight in with nothing but the powder, you get the orange. You add 15 drops of black and the entire thing changes to green.
Wow.
So freaking cool. And I had 2 cups of plastic, right? I did one with a quarter teaspoon of this, just let it go. I did the other one with a quarter teaspoon and added black, and I made a bait top and bottom laminate out of one pigment. So freaking cool. uh, so I'm talking a lot, sorry, but
I hit back on the
I I geek out about this crap, man. I mean, you got me talking about bait making. I geek out about it.
that's the lack of technical know-how here. Accidentally hit back on the wrong one. My bad.
No, it's all good. So it- you could go that route, right? You can add a drop of black, a couple drops of black, whatever you want to do. Or what I've been playing
Global
with lately, or
Skeletor. We know he's a 90s kid then.
oh, all of his stuff. It's Hyrule and I mean Ursula and
Lich King.
there's another one called Ariel, right? I mean, yeah, he does a good job naming them.
That's
But
nuts.
check
Those
this out.
are God, those look
You
so
got to see
cool.
this. Look at this thing. All
Oh,
right.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. All right. Let me see. All right, there you go. So black top, jet black top, right? And it's see-through, right? As you turn it,
oh wow.
right? This is that Onyxia that I showed you. So clear to red, and then it plays off the black and goes red. And then as you continue to turn it, it's like yellow to orange, back to clear. This effect comes not by adding pigment, but by adding black flake, because the flake acts as the backer to make the color pop.
Wow.
It's the coolest freaking thing ever,
That's what
man.
I was just
It
thinking,
is
Pat. We need to
it's so
Adam, we need to
cool.
get you a white lab coat for Christmas.
I've I've heard mad scientists more than once. I get giddy. I get giddy on the channel. I get giddy when I talk about really good products. So anyway,
Yeah, dropping from the call. Sorry, wrong back button. My bad. Didn't mean to. Not the computer guy here.
uh,
Um, let's see. I had another question as we were going through this, and then I just blew my train of thought by leaving the live. And also, I can't help but notice the purple glurple here. Oh, I know what the question was.
mhm,
Glow paints or like
mm.
UV things where you have to charge them. Do you do
Yep,
much of that, or do you get much of
I
a
have. I have not. They make glow powder. I've never dealt with it. I did a video last year at some point with Barlow's Glow Flake, which was super cool. So it was clear plastisol
hmm,
with just different
So only the
glitter,
flake
glow
glowed.
glitter. Yeah. So you charged it up, and
Hmm.
then I shut off the lights and I dropped it into my test tank, and you could see all this stuff floating around. It's pretty sweet.
See, we look at all these. This is the rupees. This is the one I just watched the you were
Mm,
adding and messing with this stuff too. This is
yep.
the finer
Yep.
stuff, right? Or were these the bigger ones?
Yeah, that's it's again multiple particle size, very flashy.
Hmm.
I did a video comparing this to LureWorks Diamond Pearl, which is sort of similar. Um,
Sold out.
but yeah, they're just nice little additions, man. So much cool stuff you can do with it.
Let's see, Chris. Good question for you. What's your favorite color, pigment, and glitter? And I'm gonna not only say that, but what's your like favorite? Like maybe what are your favorite ones to mess with? And then what's your like favorite color? So mine's, obviously one of mine's tequila sunrise, Junebug,
Hmm.
purples. Like what's your
Purples and
confidence
whatnot.
color bait?
Well, I mean, if you look in I I do all this crazy stuff and I love doing it. And then you look at my box and it's like green pumpkin over monkey milk and black blue and things like that.
That's what I was saying. When you
Um,
talk to these companies, that's what sells too. Is like
yeah,
they'll make all these crazy colors, and they're like, we've released 15 colors, and we consistently sell green pumpkin and black blue flake
yeah.
is the number one or
Well, I
two.
mean, they just work, right? They just catch fish like crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, some of my favorite stuff to work with is 8-bit, right? 8-bit baits. It's just you can do so much with it that it makes it a lot of fun. Some of the hyper shift, the super color shift stuff, there's 2 or 3 that are really fun. That craw that I showed you, that the top of that is a super color shift called Tsunami, and it's unbelievable. That's definitely a confidence bait or a confidence color. Um, Glitter wise, I mean, if I had to only have one, it's not really a glitter, but it's a flake, right? It's the siren scales. If I can use siren scales, I'm using siren scales, especially in a belly. I like it. There's a really nice look if you go with a solid color, kind of more traditional, or even a pearl color on top with little to no flake. And then you just load the bottom up with siren scales. It really, man, it's a nice look. It's a really nice look.
What's your confidence color? Like if you're gonna go out, what's your always like, I gotta have this?
Yeah, I mean, my absolute favorite is the
Yeah, Jerry, the color
green.
schemes are, and especially when you get into bait making, your head just starts
uh,
spinning of like all the possibilities.
oh, actually, in a minute, there's a better one. This is the 2.3-inch Epic sleigh bait with
Ooh.
a yeah, with a green pumpkin, red flake top, and a monkey milk with that blue shine. It's I actually call it dirty monkey milk because it's got black flake in it. But that, yeah, it's a dirty monkey, right? That one right there is probably, if I had to only choose one, at least in a swim bait, that's probably going to be what I go for. But
That's sweet.
most of what I, yeah, most of what I fish are ponds and things like that. There's not a lot of shad really anywhere, so I'm not throwing the
Mhm.
typical whites and smoky shad colors and stuff like that as much. But
Now
yeah,
you're way more involved in the plastic stuff. I've, just barely dipped my toes into that. But Ray's asking, besides, I mean, I was thinking like an open pour you could, but is it possible to make paddle tail swim baits that's transparent with a red line in the middle of them? Have you ever
mm,
tinkered with
yeah,
that kind of stuff besides an open pour? Oh
right
my.
there, baby.
Holy
Yep.
smokes. Talk about mad scientist. What in the heck is this?
This is a N2 4-ounce triple injector, right?
So you can literally
So
get 3 boom, boom, boom colors.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, the size of the block.
Holy smokes.
So yeah, so you could do two clears and a red line down the middle. Yeah, yeah. That
Wow.
one's a lot of fun. To you're juggling 3 cups at once, trying to get them all roughly the same temperature so they all flow at the same rate. Um, the distance. Oh, come on.
Michael, I agree. Yep, that sounds like a micro job to me.
So the distance that it has to travel is so much longer as well because it's so wide. And then this middle one, the distance from here to here has to be the same as here to here. Otherwise, if it went straight down, your red line
It'd
would
go
get
in
there before
first.
anything else, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
it goes over and then down like that, right? So that's a
That is
lot.
cool.
That's a lot of travel time, and it takes a lot of pressure to push that much through those spaces. So triple ejecting is no joke. It's a chore, but man, when it works, when it
Wow.
works. So,
Yeah, lots
or
of
an open
people. Yeah,
pour, you could certainly do it.
that's exactly what multiple people say. I need to start pouring my own. This looks fun. Yeah, and that's the exact thing with. I think people get into bait making thinking, oh, I'm going to save so much money and all this. And maybe if you had like one mold, like let's say you throw finesse jigs and you bought a round finesse jig mold head, and maybe you tournament fish or something and you throw hundreds of those and lose them. Maybe, yeah, there's a good chance you could save some, real good money by buying in bulk and making your own.
Mhm.
But the big thing is the creativity, like being able to make something that nobody else has and go fish it and catch fish on something you did. That to me is the real big thing. And it's something you can do. Like I can't fish all the time, with kids and I work full time.
Yep.
You can't always go out. So it's something else to be able to do here. If I'm hanging out at the house with the girls, I could be out in the garage, making jigs or whatever, they're
Yeah.
riding their bikes or whatnot. So it's just kind of another hobby to keep, our fishing, withdrawals at bay, while we're
Hmm.
doing something
Hmm.
else fishing related. So
Absolutely. And giving it away to people. I mean, not just you, but like to friends or family or you. I don't know. You can just really brighten some days. Some, you know what I mean? Make something custom for somebody. It's pretty cool.
oh, epic. That's a really good point. Yeah. So you could do a core shot. So on things like
Hmm.
a
Ah,
Cinco
yeah.
type mold, they have like a hollow straw essentially in the middle that shoots a core into it. So think of like an ink pen. If you've ever taken an ink pen apart, how you pull the inside ink thing out of the pen, that's essentially what a core
Yep.
shot is. And our mad scientist probably has one here.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the Epic backup, 2-inch backup. So it's I don't know how many, what is that, 12 cavity there, right? But there's a rod that goes through, right? So you would shoot your shells first with the rod in place, and then pop that off. Take all the shells off the rod, right? And then put your shells in and then shoot it again, and the plastic goes through the shell and would finish out the tail.
That's
So
cool.
lots of, yeah, that's a core shot. I'm sure AI makes one as well. Core shot, stick bait. There's others out there. Fat Guys has a couple.
Yeah, Greg asked, how do you make molds from scratch? Have you ever done any molds from scratch?
Oh wow, I have not. I have not. So that would be a wood blank, right? A master, and then a silicone mold around the master. Marling does a lot of that. Nate does a lot of that. So I have not. The world of silicone. Uh, oof. You talk to the guys that do that, right? And there's
Yeah, I
so
ain't
many.
messing with any of that.
Even Nate's last couple of videos, he was messing with platinum base versus others, and stuff wasn't curing right, and that it can be a mess. So I've not done that. I don't know if I ever will. I like injecting a lot. So
Michael, are all of them CNC? Yeah, a lot of them are going to be CNC, like we were just talking about with the Epic Bait folks. They do an
yeah,
absolutely outstanding job at CNC work. Jason is a wizard. If you look at those things that
yep.
he's kicking out over there, Adam's had the
Best
chance
in
to
the
go see
biz.
those. Yeah, very, very cool work they're
Mm,
doing. A lot of the other companies will do like a sandcast mold. So if you're ever in like
mm-hmm.
shop, we got to do a sandcast. Like you got to make whatever you want, and they'll essentially put the mold in sand, shoot it with steel or aluminum, whatever they are, and that gives you your cast inside there. So it doesn't come out as clean. It's got more of like holes and like irregularities. Some people like it because it gives like a matte finish, so it doesn't look perfect. Other people like if you're selling stuff, if you want them to look super clean, super tidy, CNC is the way to go.
Yeah. The lead molds that do it sells, these are all cast aluminum,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah.
Right. This one's coated in a spray called Dropout that helps it flow and helps them pop out easier. But this is cast aluminum. You can kind of see the graininess of the cast. So if they did this in a swim bait or a soft plastic, you're going to get that kind of that edge as opposed to absolute gorgeousness once again of the glory craw in all of its glory.
That
So
is
good.
cool. How do you fish that? What's your go-to rig for that?
Last year, I actually got back into old school, was just throwing it on a Texas rig and having a blast, right? I mean, I know that that's like almost boring, but golly, it was just fun. So I throw it on that. I throw it on a shaky head. And of course, in a jig trailer. It looks phenomenal on a jig. Get it out here.
Oh, this is a good question for you too. You've probably messed with a lot more plastisols and stuff than me. I've really just messed with a harder plastisol and a soft. That's all. But do they make plastisols that come already with like sinking additives in them, or?
Yep, they do. This is that's the setup with a
nice
pitching jig.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just perfect. It's the perfect profile. Oh, and the purple, right? Yeah, PB&J purple or whatever.
Dude, funny enough, I have no confidence in brown and purple.
I know. As soon as I said that, I was like, he doesn't like PB&J.
It's so weird. I have no confidence in PB&J, brown and purple. I don't know why. Yep. It's weird as heck, but whenever I throw it, I never catch anything. But yeah, so you can take like a regular plastisol and add salt to it, but do they have some that are? Yeah, go ahead. You know more on this than I do.
Yeah, the only one that I know of, I think it's Black Bucket Dead on Plastics has a sinking blend. So that's the only one that I'm aware of. I'm a bait plastics guy. So Polysol bait plastics. I use bait plastics 242, low odor, ultra clear for just about everything. And if I need to go up or down in stiffness, right? I want a harder bait, then I'll just add a little bit of hardener to it, or I can go the other direction, add a little softener to it. But it's a medium blend for me. When it's a cool plastic because it's neutrally buoyant. So it doesn't float, it doesn't sink right away. It's almost like a suspending jerk bait, right? So you make a finesse worm out of it. Yeah. It would just kind of, I mean, eventually it would, but you're going to be pulling it. It'll float and kind of suspend as long as you're working it. And then as you still slowly pull it, it kind of resets. But like a finesse worm, hit it down on a shaky head, it'll stand up for a good long time and then just slowly droop down. So I think it's a great mix personally.
That's interesting. Blind Eye, this is a really cool take too. I never thought about this. Yeah, doing like a 3D print and then having a mold or, like a master made off that. Yeah, that's a great point, especially with like CNC. I'm sure they could like scan it and then, do your cuts. I don't know anything about CNC stuff, but I would assume that's doable.
Yeah, I think that's actually, maybe Jason would, I don't know if Jason and Amanda have a 3D printer. I think they might have gotten one.
I think that they just said, at the beginning, they said, sorry, we were a little bit late. We were getting something for the 3D printer.
Oh, there you go.
They must have just got one. So, so maybe they're doing that.
For them, that would be perfect. CAD drawing, and then you can work it up, and that would be super awesome.
That stuff's all way above my dumb head. I don't know any of that. Let's see. What are we at? Well, we're at an hour 9. Let's do a giveaway for the Smithwick Pro Rogues. So again, shout out to LureNet. Thanks for donating those to the DEBO channel. I'll just show here real quick. they threw in a full set of the new Smithwick Pro Rogues they came out with. I showed these on my unboxing. Again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. And again, I don't know if they are just doing like a limited run or if these are going to be available for a while, but for sure that Northern Lights color is going to catch some around here. So let me grab giveaway for that real quick.
I'll be right back.
Yep. So we'll do this and hashtag. Oh, nobody guessed it. Y'all are usually really good at guessing this. Am I going to blow you away with what the hashtag is? Oh, wrong screen. Come on, Debo. I remember my first time trying to run a computer. Oh, 2 people got it. Okay, hashtag Rogue for the giveaway. So again, shout out to the LureNet folks. Appreciate them helping out. Let's see. So yeah, a couple people asking about the hair jigs. We'll have to ask him when he comes back. I think he said he did start out on the vise. I don't remember. I don't think he said he tied flies. I think it was just the jigs, but I don't know if he does hair jigs. Oh, Hank saying yes, he does tap it. I can't read. Oh, here we go. I knew there was a question asking. Michael asked it. Hank, thank you for answering. Jim, yeah, the big thing you want to focus on that, yes, he's nice enough to share it, because the bait making community, it's really weird. Well, it's not really weird. It's like anything else, right? There's been some bait making people that I've tried to reach out to and ask questions and stuff. And I guess for lack of better wording, they're high on their own supply, right? Stuck up. They don't want to help out. They're secret, whatever it is, I'm just a nobody. I don't expect them to, but, I don't know. It's kind of weird. You get those people that don't want to talk, don't want to share anything. They've got all the trade secrets and won't give you the time of day. Then, you get folks like Adam and, a lot of the other people out there, which is who I try to highlight, the people that aren't scared to, share the secrets or help people out. So yeah, it's kind of like anything, right? It's like any hobby or sport. You get the people that you can relate with and talk to and will help you. And then there's other people that it's just no. So anyway, the Rogue, hashtag Rogue to be entered for a full set of those. We got 104 entries, 106 entries here in just a second. I've got most of my giveaways done. I do have a few left here. This is stuff I'm waiting to clean up, and then a couple of the new ones, clean up stuff for things I've got to do for painting and things that I was giving away, but I've got most everybody done. I do still have a couple of people. Squirrely Dan, I know you were asking. You are still on here for the Ned Rig pack. I had to finish your Ned Rig EWGs. Let's see. So hashtag Rogue, and then we will do another giveaway. Adam's going to throw in some of his cool baits. I'll throw in a couple of my baits. Have a cool bait maker giveaway as well. Oh, yeah. I never even thought of that. 3D print stuff for hard baits, too. I wonder if that would be strong enough to handle hooks and hardware. I don't know anything on 3D printers. So, yeah, that's an interesting take. Hashtag mend it. Rich, you need to find Dizzle. I don't know where in the heck Dizzle has gone off to, but out in Nebraska, once he gets out in Nebraska land, stupid Dizzle. Not even coming back to help run the show, dang it. All right, we're at what? 118. Let's get 120. 119. Can I get a 120 on a 120? 120? One more. Hashtag Road. Be entered, and then I'm going to pull it once we get to 120 for a full set of the Rogues. Just running through questions here. There was a good one. Where did it go? I should have starred it. Forget to star them.
I'm curious how many guys are out here actually making their own soft plastics.
Yeah, there's a good question. Dizzle has hashtag gone rogue. Well played, Kirk. Well played. Well played. Yeah, he's Yeah, there's no denying it. He is a Cornhusker. He's going to move out there before long. I am completely sure that he's going to end up moving out there. He loves Nebraska. So, okay, let's let us know. Are you out there making stuff that could be plastics, jigs? Are you a painter? You paint your cranks? Let us know. I'm going to pull the winner here. Hashtag Rogue. So this is for the Rogue set. Who we got?
Gators Adventures.
Hey, Gators. I was just talking to Gators. Gators is a long time subscriber, feeshin friend. Right there. Gators, you know how to get a hold of me. Gators was just at the, what were you in the Tennessee show, Gators? Or are you in Chicago? Gators, you're in Chicago. You're up that way. So he must have been at the Chicago show. Did you meet Kuda up there? I saw Kuda was out there. I was planning on potentially going over to that maybe, but we got a sick kiddo. So yeah, no going to Chicago for that. But anyway, he was talking to some other bait companies too out there. So Gators, hit me up. We'll do the other poll here in just a second. We're going to answer a couple questions. Then we'll do the bait maker giveaway for some of mine and Adam's stuff. So let's see. We'll put that on pause for now. So somebody said, been painting since '93, Brian. That's awesome.
Wow.
Kirk said win something just for that comment. Yeah, Kirk, that was a great comment. Chris, you need to come over and make some more Ned heads and all that stuff. I've got yours out there on the desk, Chris. So you've got some Ned EWGs out there waiting for you.
It is a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, it completely is. Yeah.
Yeah. Make your own, shoot more remelts. Yep. Never throw it away. Store it in baggies. Your pucks and leftovers, store it in baggies so it doesn't bleed and it doesn't pick up as much moisture in the shop.
I don't know where that question was at, but Jerry just started making plastics a year ago.
Nice.
Oh, Blind Eye doesn't have to. He's got a buddy that makes them there. That's cool. Yeah, that's the real thing to do is just have a friend that does it close by and steal all their cool stuff. Dabble. Yeah, a lot of bait makers in here. A few molds. Chicago. Yep, I remember that. Gators. You're up by Kuda. Jason. Yep, Jason definitely doing the painting. There it is. There's one of the purple DEBO'S he sent me. I've got your crank. I'd say I used to have it up here. I put it over there on my wall of over there is all stuff that I won't throw. Oh, and I don't think Pig Jigs is on still, but I did find his. Maybe I sent him a picture of it. He made me a black and gold jig, and I'm like, did you send me one of those? I don't remember it. That's why I didn't remember it was up there in my will not be used pile of show off. You can't really see it with all the stuff on the videos, but Julie wanted to go to the Chicago show, didn't make it. Oh, Kuda had a yucky stomach when he was up there, so he was at the back and forth to the restroom. That stinks. Yeah, no fun.
You have nightmares, man.
Okay, so what other questions do you have for us? We're going to do the poll here for our other giveaway, but what other questions do you have, or what else do you have to add that we didn't touch on, Adam? I know we could go down all sorts of rabbit holes. Whatever you want to bring up and talk about.
I do want to show you one thing.
Yes,
it's helped out a lot of bait makers.
Yes,
I need a mold for it though. Hold on.
Love tips.
Yep. All right.
Playing with jigs since 93, 94. That's awesome, Brian.
Oh, nice. So this is the 2.3 epic sleigh bait. What the little guy that I showed you earlier with the green pumpkin red over monkey milk, and you can see it's individual shot, right? So the glory craw, one sprue, plastic goes down in, spreads across, makes 6, right? This guy, every bait is its own sprue. So normally the way that you would shoot this, you got a blending block, right? And you would hit the first one, shoot it, move to the second, move to the next, move to the next, move to the next. All right. So for those that shoot soft plastics, you've probably run into a pretty common issue. When you move to the next, the block is sitting on the sprue that you just shot, right? And the block is colder than the plastic that's inside, 330, 320 degrees. So what happens is the bottom of this block, as it makes contact with what you just shot, seals that off. It creates a film right there. And a lot of molds require the cavity itself inside to be able to draw additional plastic so that you don't get a void in the nose. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be extra plastic in this part right here, and it's going to draw through the gate, the part right there where the sprue meets the bait. That's called the gate, that little opening. So it's going to draw through that gate, and it's going to fill up the rest of that bait. Some baits, the thicker they are, the bigger they are, the more they need to draw. Okay. So if you were to use a traditional block, and as you move down, right, you create that seal. Well, now this cavity can't draw any more plastic, and it creates a vacuum. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes you get a void in the nose, and that bait is ruined, unless you're just going to use it for yourself. And because it's a laminate, two different colors, you can't remelt it and start over unless you want a brand new third color, because those two colors will go together, right? So to solve this problem, because I've had it, I actually avoided molds like this for that reason, because I would throw away so much product just, having that issue. I would go back through and try to poke it and break the seal and pour more plastic in, but sometimes it was too late. So I got going, right? My engineer mind, which I'm not an engineer, but I got going on an idea. And after about a year and a half working directly with N2, I came out with this guy, the SDG multi-block by N2 Manufacturing, right? So it's a brand new kind of block, and it solves this problem. And here's how, right? So in a traditional block, the colors, one color comes here, goes to this side, another color comes here, goes to that side. So they're side by side, okay? And if you want to shoot a swim bait, you want the belly color on one side and the top color on the other. That's why you would shoot it in line with the mold like that, right? This one, the multi-block, what it does is instead of it coming out side by side, one side, one color goes to the back, the other color, right, which this would be over here. So the other side goes to the front, and then the plate keeps it separated. So there's going to be a color that comes here. There's going to be a color that goes behind that, and that plate keeps the two separated. So what that does for you, because it goes back to front instead of side to side, it allows you, if I can get this wing nut back on.
Real quick, while you're doing that upscale, we just asked about it earlier. He 3D prints glides and lipless crankbaits for his own.
Oh,
Definitely
wow.
strong enough and catching some big toothy pike on them. That's crazy. 3D printing your own baits. That's awesome. Okay, go ahead.
No less.
Yeah,
no problem. So instead of it, this is the multi-block. So instead of it being in line, it's now perpendicular to the mold, which you can see as you move down the mold, you don't cover up the port that you just shot.
Yep.
So now every port is free to be able to draw.
So it takes it and twists that around, essentially.
It just turns it perpendicular. Yeah. Or for a big mold like that, you would actually, because it's function different, you would actually You would normally shoot it like this. You're actually going to shoot it in line. So if you have a bunch of these clamped together, you would shoot this one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and you're not creating a seal
Oh,
over each one
wow.
of those,
Yeah.
right? And which,
Huh.
you do a laminate in one of these and you get a seal, you ruin 6 baits, not just one.
Right.
So that was a massive project
That's
that I
awesome.
endeavored on with N2, and we released that. There's a whole launch video on the website, or on the channel rather, if you want to see more in depth with
Oh,
examples.
so you sell them, or N2 sells them?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. N2 manufactures them,
Oh,
and you can
wow.
get your own directly from the N2 manufacturer
Oh, that's
website.
awesome. Good work. I also
Yeah,
noticed on
yeah.
the one thing for the folks that make their own, don't get the Do It plunger soft plastic thing, because the caps don't
Mm,
lock on. I don't know why that
yep.
wasn't a thing they ever did. So like if you
Yeah,
push the plastic out, it'll like spit the
yeah.
end off. Yeah, those I noticed
Locking
you use
pin.
those where it's got a locking nut.
Yeah,
As a
yeah,
beginner, just get one of those from wherever Lure
yeah.
Parts or Barlow's or whoever sells
Yeah.
those.
This is an N2. You can get a N2 bass tackle is another good one that you could purchase.
And
But
two, I've never even
N2
heard of them.
makes
That's
great
cool. They
stuff.
make some neat stuff then.
They do. Yeah. All my stuff comes from N2.
Let's hold on. Let me get the other giveaway rolling here, and then we're going
Sure.
to go into some rolling thunder questions, stealing a page out of the aggressively average anglers.
Yeah, Big Chunkin's in the room. I see him off.
Hey, we were just talking about bait chunk. Dude,
Yep.
we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to grab some of your color shifts. Those things are absolutely sick, dude. I think right when I had you on, you were just talking about launching them. They look amazing. Hashtag, I don't know. Let's do that. Nobody's gonna guess. Oh, somebody got it. How did somebody already get that as a guess? I mean, not like it was a crazy word or anything, but somebody got it. Hashtag bait, because it's gonna be some baits that we made. So this will be for Adam's got some really cool stuff, some of those little chatter deals. I forget what he calls them. Those sweet little kind of
Bladed
BFS.
Slayers. Yep.
What are they?
Bladed Slayer.
Bladed Slayer. I feel like that's my my Dungeons and Dragons name. The Bladed Slayer. So you'll be entered for that. So Little Rich, while we're going through questions, Adam, what's your favorite breakfast food for a big day of feeshin?
Yeah, I answered that on the text or on the comment.
Oh, I didn't see it.
No, it's all
What
good.
is it?
Somebody put I have the same breakfast every day. I'm pretty boring that way. Sausage and blueberries, usually with
Oh,
some toast. Yeah. And an avocado if there's a good one in the house. I'll eat an avocado too.
see, I need to start eating more like you because I'm getting a little bit of a belly. I mean, clearly it goes to show my favorite breakfast food is biscuits and gravy. So it doesn't do much for the old figure, but it's
Well,
my
don't
favorite.
give me too
So.
much credit. I had apple pie for breakfast this morning,
Oh,
so.
okay. Nasim, so you can store your plastics in Plano boxes, or do they dry out? Do you ever have
Uh,
issues with stuff drying out or anything? Problem storing them in
no, it's
Plano?
No, you got to be careful with Z-Man or Elastex and stuff like that because it will melt together, especially if they get around other baits that's not out of that Z-Man Elastex
Yes.
plastisol.
Another
So
thing.
definitely, go ahead.
Go ahead, finish yours.
I think you were going to say the same thing. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, even if you have plastisol baits, so if you get like Berkeley power worms, throw them in a Plano, take them out, and so there's no plastics in there, but you put Elastec in the same channel that had plastisol baits, it'll melt to the plastisol.
Toast.
So if you're going to store
Yeah.
Elastec style baits in a Plano, it should be a brand new, never ever used Plano to have no
Yeah.
issues.
Or in a bag in a Plano. Any
Or in bag.
Z-Man, I don't have any anymore, but if I ever had any Z-Man, I would just keep it in the bag and in a different compartment. But
Why is that, Adam?
I don't know. I don't know why
I
that is.
don't
Just worked
know.
out that way.
Huh,
Yeah.
strange.
But yeah.
Chris, this is a good question. Have you ever messed with any Elaz textile plastics? Do they have that to the consumer market?
They do. They
Oh,
do.
really?
I have not because I hear horror stories about it. You can't microwave it. You have to warm it up on like a cooktop, like you're making
Oh,
soup.
like a hot plate?
Um, yeah, it's
Huh.
really temperamental. I mean, every person that I've ever heard, Rundle worked with it and absolutely hated
Oh,
it.
oh,
And there's been others too that it just, yeah.
hmm.
So no, I haven't
Okay.
gone down that route. I mean, I wouldn't even have the capability to do it in here. So,
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that was available. Brian, how many different color
mm,
combos do you have, do you think?
uh, I, I'm weird like that. I mean, I'll write down some that I know I want to be able to recreate, but I do so much experimentation on the channel and just kind of throwing stuff together. I mean,
I mean, there's
I
there's
don't know.
thousands of possibilities
Yeah,
that you can put together with that stuff. Flake,
yeah,
no
but
flake,
if yeah, if he's
highlight.
asking like how many recipes do I have, I
Oh,
wouldn't even
okay.
know. See what I'm saying? Like
I
how many
see.
color
Yeah,
combos are like I don't
things
have
that you
like
use.
stock recipes that I always make because I just try to keep it fresh on the website. I am gonna make this one for the next drop though, and you're gonna love this one, Debo. Look
Oh, hold on.
at this guy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a June bug top with a hollow shift solar sugar bottom
Ooh-wee.
with that black flake and siren scales. Oh my gosh, dude. It is so good. Look at this in a 3-inch. This is a 3-inch slick swim by Epic. Little gold flake in there
I think
too.
that's the exact one that Nick Rundle kicked my butt with when we started that one day. He was throwing that on one of his jig heads.
It
It
might
was
have
monkey.
been.
It was
I don't
blue
know.
back monkey milk belly, I think.
Ugh. But we're gonna make that in a Blade of Slayer the next time. It's gonna be good.
I like that swim bait.
Yep. Oh, that slick swim is dynamite. Little 3-inch slick swim. They make a 4-inch too. Really, really good. And a 2-inch. I have all.
Oh wow! Ooh, 2-inch should be a lot of fun to play with. Diggs is wondering, do you do any of the sport shows or any of the um
I've
like the
not.
shows and stuff?
Um, I I can't. I can't. I got so many other things going on, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
with family man, day job,
I
the
get it.
trying to keep up with demand on the channel, or not the channel, but the shop, and then the channel too, and uh, I haven't been able to. No.
Justin, yes, he does have some big bait stuff. I'm going to be getting a worm. I don't know if you have that worm handy by chance, but
Do you want to see it?
he's
Yeah, I got
yeah,
one. I got another one in mind.
Justin, he's got an 18-inch ribbon tail worm he made up and is sending me a few of those. So I'm excited to fish that baby this summer. Worms, honestly, ribbon tail worms used to be the number one confidence plastic for me and have completely gone downhill. I don't throw them as much anymore. With all the cool stuff
Yeah.
out there, flipping and pitching, I'll throw in like a beaver cross style bait is just my go-to now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I don't have any of the worms themselves. Those all went to you, but I'll show you the mold. Look at the size of this thing. It's absolutely ginormous.
dude, that's
Look at that.
crazy.
It's so huge. Hardly fits in frame. So awesome. So there's that one. That's the 18-inch Epic Mega Ribbon. And then there's this guy. This is a 7.6-inch whip wad. This is a Marling collaboration.
Yeah, I've got
Big.
some. Do I have some of those sitting?
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's a big mamma jamma. That's only a 2-cavity, almost 8 inches fully extended. The bait fully extended. You can see how big the sprue is, right? Because it's a fat bait, so it needs a lot of draw. Awesome bait. Caught an absolute pig
These are some that
on this bait.
he and Rundle made up and gave me for a day. We were fishing them.
Yep.
I know this has highlights of like.
That one, based on your hand, that one looks like the 5.4, not the 7.6.
Oh yeah, this is a smaller one. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Yep, be about 5 inches. Yeah,
Yeah.
this has like
Oh yeah.
bluish green
Mm-hmm.
highlight stuff. Yeah, these things are awesome. I was gonna mess with these. I forgot about it, but I was gonna mess with them on a buzz bait because I like how it's tail down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would totally work. I created in the musky
Okay, let's
world,
draw.
where did I put these? In the musky world, they have this thing called a dozer blade. So it's basically you've got these giant swim baits that have all the rigging up through them, but then in the front there's an inline wire frame with a giant like number 10 Indiana blade or something like that, and it just circles it like a helicopter, and they call it a dozer blade. And
Huh.
yeah, so I made some inline dozer blades with that 7.6 for a video and caught an absolute monster on it. It was cool.
That's cool. Yeah, and then all this stuff, once you start making this stuff, you almost want to tinker with. It makes you want to tinker, like, oh, I made a paddle tail, and it's like, well, what else could I put this paddle tail on? What else could I use this for? Miguel, real quick here, Bassless,
Yeah.
quick question, and Adam, I think, is going to explain that here for you on why that
Yeah.
doesn't work.
So the bottom, right? That's the orientation of the colors. So if you were just to switch a regular block this way, like the multi-block, right, as opposed to shooting it that way, what you'd have is a swim bait that the left side is one color and the right side is another color, as opposed to the top is one color and the bottom is one color, right? So that's why you can't just switch it. That it's got to be this way, so your top color and your belly color are appropriate. So otherwise you have what's that Batman villain, Two-Face or whatever.
Oh yeah, you have a left and right,
swim bait with
left and right color.
One color on one side, one color on the right.
Miguel, so I will need you to screenshot your YouTube, and please email it to me at DEBO'SFishing@gmail.com. Let me know what kind of fishing you do, because when I'm painting stuff, I can kind of cater it to you. So if you want a top water or a couple cranks, whatever kind of fishing you do, let me know. So congrats, Miguel. I see you are here. I forgot to say you do have to be present to win. So you are. Congrats, my friend. All right, let's see. We've still got a few minutes here. We'll roll through some questions. There was a couple other ones up here, and then
should have drank every time monkey milk was mentioned. I like monkey milk.
It is a really cool color. Nick Rundle showed it to me because I didn't even know it was a deal. It's like how would you explain it? Like a kind of bluish, whitish. I don't even know what is it. What's the color that makes it?
It's a pearl white with a blue highlight. That also the bait plastics version of it, which is the original and the best in my opinion. It has almost a purplish, pinkish iridescence in the right color, but it's mainly, if you just want to try to recreate it as close as you can get, white pearl with blue highlight. Yeah, I know the bait check. Michael likes the slick swim.
Yeah. Michael, I agree. I'm going to have to get some of those. I didn't know they made a 2-inch, so I'm going to have to go look at that here in a little bit, because I've got some ideas. Actually, I'll let the cat out of the bag on this one.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Only one of my earbuds works, so I have to pick the left one. My right one doesn't even work. So Mr. Tennessee Yakin, shout out to my brother. He's been a long time subscribed fishing friend. He watches some of the JDM stuff, but he showed me this one. So Jackal came out with a new one. The first one I messed with was the Jackal Dara Vibe or Dara Blade or something like that, which was their first one. It had a really funky head like set up to it. So I don't know if Jackal knew this was coming and waited, but it's, direct connect to the head. So this is the first like nice, this is only an 1/8 ounce chatterbait. So some of those 2-inch swims on this would be awesome, but you can never find like the light stuff. That's exactly why, Adam, when I saw that of yours, those little ones, I'm like, ooh, my brain was going, I can see all kinds of possibilities there. Have you tied any of those? Have you taken any of those and like tied a little skirt on them at all? Does it have room?
Not those. It's designed just for this plastic.
Oh, okay.
But you could,
I didn't know if I had room.
You could pull it down. There's a lead keeper I didn't even show you this one.
Oh, okay.
This is the no eye flat side with just a 5 mm eye glued on. So a lot of guys
Oh,
will buy the ones without eyes and just put eyes on themselves.
do
But
their own.
yeah, it has a little lead keeper right there. So there is enough room for something really small,
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but
Well,
that would be
those, yeah,
cool.
those you won't even need it. Those are so cool, dude. I
That's
can't
true.
wait to
Maybe a
try those.
1/4 inch or 1/4 ounce rather. I
Yeah.
used to do 1/4 ounce back in the day.
Let's see. There's another question. Let us know what questions you have. We'll take a few more questions. We still had almost 200 people watching at an hour 40, and y'all are crazy hanging out with us on a Saturday night,
Super cool.
talking bait making and all the things. Somebody had a good question. Oh, Adam, what's your custom day or what's your custom DJ's custom lures? What is your day job? I don't think I've ever heard you say it.
What? We've never. I know who this is. This is my buddy out in California. I have one of his bluegill glides sitting right over there. As a matter of fact.
Ooh, go show it.
Um.
Grab it. We want to see it.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm a finance guy.
He's a finance guy. He's in the corporate business finance stuff like me.
Yep. Business operations manager. I got a team that works underneath of me, and I would take care of a contract worth about just a little under $1 billion. So
No pressure.
there it is.
Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah.
sweet.
He did an awesome job with this.
Excellent work, DJ. That
Really
is
good.
awesome.
Yeah, he hasn't been airbrushing very long, but
Cool.
he's
Even
definitely
better.
yeah,
Well, you got it
doing a
figured out
great
quick,
job.
man. That looks great. Good
No
job.
doubt. That's legit. Legit. So yeah, I'm a finance weenie. I'm not an accountant. Accountants
Not
accountants,
the count.
what do they count the beans. We analyze the beans. I don't count beans.
Ooh, Patrick, interesting question. Debo. Maybe Adam could make a Debo color tequila monkey milk with black flake. What would that even look like? Oh, dude, the three. Oh my gosh. So here, you know how I said stuff?
Oh, I know where you're at. I
Your
know where
head
you're
starts
at.
rolling. What if you did the 3-shooter with like a dark black purple back into
Uh-huh.
the tequila pinkish,
Uh-huh.
bluish with a
Uh-huh.
monkey milk
Uh-huh.
belly? Oh, oh. See, this is what happens, feeshin friends. Once you start getting into this stuff, this is where the head
even
goes.
even the it's underneath of me here, but even the Bait Plastics Tequila Sunrise colorant that I used in your video, it's that dark pink with the purple swirl. So even if it was just those two colors and you didn't triple
Hmm.
it would
Yeah,
probably look pretty
that's
sweet.
true. And you know,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing I'm gonna mess with on those worms and stuff, because I'm like, I would like a little bit of black on those. And people forget so much about spike it markers. Like if you
Oh
have a
yeah.
really cool color and you want to add something to it, those spike it markers are great. Like if you want to add, um, if you have like a lighter green pumpkin or something, you're like, oh, the water's kind of dirty or whatever. You want to add some black or blue to it. That's
Mm-hmm.
another way to tinker with your
Chartreuse.
plastics.
Yeah,
Yeah. Chartreuse, orange, red.
absolutely.
Lucas, I've actually got, who was it? Um, oh my gosh, I should know. He sent me a whole package. I'm horrible with people's names. I can see his avatar and I cannot remember his name. That's how I know people is by their avatars on here.
Uh,
That's why I get pissed when people change their picture and their avatars. I should know it and I can't remember, but he sent me a gift pack of a whole bunch of Tequila Sunrise purple themed lures, and there was actually some. I think are they 14 or 16-inch man's jelly worms,
oh
which
yeah,
is awesome. I didn't
those
even know
big
they made
monsters.
those. Yeah, the big huge ones. I always threw the
Mm-hmm.
7-inch jelly worms back in the day, but yeah, those were the deal for any of us 90s kids throwing plastics. Man's was the deal back then. Manny, it scrolled by your name twice in the giveaway. I know that whole thing, and that was 2 names. I don't think Gators has ever won. Maybe he has a long time ago, but Gators and I forgot to write. Was it Miguel? I forgot to write his name down. Hold on.
I'm picking up
Miguel
what
is a
you're
new
putting
name.
down, Manny.
What's that?
I was appreciating Manny's comment. Hear me out. Monkey milk top with a monkey milk middle and a monkey milk bottom.
Straight monkey milk. Nothing wrong with that.
That's right, baby. They work, especially for crappie.
Oh yeah, Tom, good call. Have you ever thrown the bandit color mistake? That's a side to side, like a two-face. It's like a
Steak.
chartreuse black bar, I think, on one side, and the other side's like an orange black bar. You don't see that much.
Yeah,
I suppose maybe if
yeah.
you're throwing
I've never
around,
heard of it.
I don't know.
Oh.
Adam, what's your favorite technique to fish? I think we talked about this earlier, but
Yeah, if I had to, if I can throw a moving bait, it's going to be a full size half-ounce bladed jig for sure. For sure.
yes, Kirk Fudge Stripe is still holding strong. Right now, I shouldn't say right now. He's still in the 20 gallon for time being. I'm working on selling the rest of, I'm getting rid of tanks. I went overboard when I got into the aquarium hobby. So I'm dwindling all those down. I'm keeping the 40 gallon. Fudge Stripe will go into that since the 60 gallon broke and leaked 60 gallons worth of water all over my basement like a flood. So that was fun. But yeah, he's still kicking. He's a beast. I tried putting some different algae eaters in there to help his tank. Nah, he killed him. He's an absolute savage. Let's see. Hey, Mark. Adam has been one of your very best guests ever. I'll watch this video again. Thank you for the kind
Thanks,
words,
buddy.
Mark.
Appreciate that, man.
Mark is a good guy,
Been
and
fun.
I absolutely love his dog. Half Basset, half Pit Bull. Absolute
Oh, that's awesome.
cutie. Let's see. There was another question. Let's see. Couple more, and then we're getting out of here. Have you ever used dead on plastic products? I don't know what that
I
is.
haven't. Dead on Plastic. That's what Chris Jones. It's one of his sponsors.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I started, I just figured Chris has got the dead on thing covered, right? Even the angling AI. Although I've owned molds from every mold maker this on this continent, right? Up in Canada and throughout the US. I've never owned anything from overseas, but about, I don't know, 2 years ago or so, I sold it all and converted whole hog over to Epic, never looked back. So all that to say, I've used angling AI. That's the other thing that Chris does. But I've never used dead on. No. Personal best.
Patrick said,
Yeah.
Debo, notice he said bladed jig, not chatterbait. Yeah,
I learned my lesson.
he's got that burnt into his skull, I think. Let's see, where was the question? Hawk in the room. What's up, my friend? Chartreuse doesn't get used enough. I always throw chartreuse net head. Yep.
Yep.
There was a perfect one to end on. Hey, Greg in the house. Remind me where to find this guy on the socials. You can find Adam. I linked him below. SDG Custom Lure Craft on Instagram, on the YouTubes. Give him a follow. Super nice cat. Where was it? Here, Adam, this is the one we're going to end on. What is your personal best? I think he meant off of one of your baits. And can you remember what the bait was?
Oh, yeah.
Great
I made
question,
a video
Daniel.
of it.
You have to go watch it, Daniel.
Oh, I thought I still had it up there. I don't know where I put it. I before the go-to, right? Before this guy, where I was making my own spinnerbait, I was making spinnerbaits with a poison tail head that I had modified. It's a Do It poison tail. I modified it to put a wireframe in it to make a bunch of different baits in it. But that was a spinnerbait that I made for that video, and I wanted to test if a red head was better than a non-red head. I think that was the point of the video. So I made two, and the non-red head, something happened. It was a fluke thing. One of the blades flipped off midway through fishing it, so I had to put it away. And I was throwing the red head from then on, And that video really wasn't going very well. There's a lot of ups and downs in it, but right at the end, as I was coming up to the truck, I was throwing it and landed a 6.7, and it scared me half to death. It's hilarious video. I freak out like a little girl. I mean, I'm bouncing in the kayak, right?
That's
And
awesome.
if you pause it, right, I got this crappy net from Walmart, and I see it come up out of the water, and my whole face goes white, and I'm like, oh, you know
It's
what
a
I
good
mean?
one.
And I get it close to the boat or to the kayak, and I pick it up out of the water, and this crappy net almost breaks, bringing this fish in, right? Man, what a ride! What a ride! And it's all caught on video.
That's the best
Um,
part. Yeah, that you've got it all.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So that was that one. A close second was a prototype bladed slayer, no
Oh,
eyes, no eyes, unpainted head with a random uh, trailer over 6 pounds at a local place. So anyway,
exactly.
cool video.
Hot.
Just trying to think of what that video was. Let me see if I can find it real quick because it's hilarious.
So
Giddy as a
that's the
schoolgirl.
reason action cam. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it in time. But if you go to the channel and you just look for the video that has a spinnerbait with a red head, I think it says on the thumbnail, "A giant ate it" or something like that. You can watch that adventure. It was something.
That's a fun one. All right. Well, listen, everyone, that's time for us. Again, shout out to Adam, SDG Custom Lure Craft. Thank you so much, man, for hopping on. Give him a follow. Super nice guy. We'll be back again next Saturday. Who knows what we'll be talking about? I might have some surprise guests. I asked folks for recommendations on big swim baits, so maybe we'll have somebody helping us with that coming up soon. But love y'all. Thanks for watching, and until next live.